Hi dragonflies and butterflies, I'm going to show you how to read different scales on a thermometer. Here is a scale. So this is part of a thermometer. On this side we've got degrees Celsius, this is what the C stands for, and on this side we've got degrees Fahrenheit, that's what the F stands for. We're just going to be looking at this side, the degrees Celsius side, because that is what's usually used in this country. So the first thing we need to do is work out what the scale's going up in. So you can see here we've got 0, and then we've got a few lines, and then we've got 10. We've got a few more lines, and then we've got 20. So let's check if we count in ones, if it goes up to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. So it's not, the scale is not going up in ones because that would give us 5 here, but instead we've got 10. So let's try to see if it's going up in twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yes, it's going up in twos. So each of these lines represents 2 more degrees. So if the line was here, on the thermometer, then we can look to see where the temperature has reached. So we need to be looking at this part of the scale. So let's count up in twos again to see how many degrees Celsius it is at. 2, 4, 6. So the temperature here is 6 degrees. This is how we write degrees, C. The degree, this little circle means degrees, that's how we write degrees, and the C stands for Celsius. On this scale, let's see what it's going up in. Here we've got 0, and then we've got some little lines that take us up to 5, some more lines which take us up to 10. So let's start by thinking, is it going up in ones? Let's try it by counting in ones to see if the lines take us to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that worked. So each of those little lines represents 1. So if our temperature was here, then we need to look at the scale and see where it is. So our line is here. It's just on the lines are a bit faint, you might not be able to see. But there's 25 and it's one more, it's on the first line above 25. So we know it's going up in ones, so it's one more than 25, which would be 26. So the temperature would be 26 degrees C, 26 degrees Celsius. On this scale, you can see we've started at 0, then we've got one line, and then we've got 10, another line, and then we've got 20. And you can see each of the lines that don't have a number are in the middle of 0 and 10. And this one's in the middle of 10 and 20. This one's in the middle of 20 and 30. So we need to think what it could be going up in. If it was going up in ones, would that work? 0, 1, 10. No, that doesn't work. What about twos? 0, 2, 10. No, that doesn't work. What number is absolutely in the middle between 0 and 10? That's right, it's 5. So let's try with 0, 5, 10. If we count up in fives, if we keep counting in fives, let's see if it works. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. We know that the scale is going up in fives. So if the temperature was here, then we need to look at which line the red temperature gauge is at. So it's here. So we need to think, what is that? What number is that saying we're at? So it's between 60 and 70, and we're going in fives. So 60, 65, 70. So this must be 65 degrees Celsius. On this thermometer, there aren't any lines in between the numbers. So we can see this is going up in tens. So if the temperature gauge was sort of in the middle between 0 and 10, we'd know it was probably about 5. So we'd have to use our estimating skills to estimate the temperature if they were between the numbers. So if on our thermometer the line was here, then we know that the temperature is 50 degrees Celsius because the line is at the number 50. But if the line was sort of slightly in the middle, let's say here, then we'd have to estimate a number between, as you can see, it's between 60 and 70, and it's about halfway. So therefore, we would say a number which is halfway between 60 and 70. 65 degrees Celsius. So it's a little bit like a number line. We've done lots of work on number lines in class. So you have to just work out what the scale is going up in before you start to read the temperature. Have a go at your task now of explaining to somebody else how to read and how to measure temperature using a thermometer.